Hi guys, this is Curtis and today I'm going to be presenting my video on Galileo. Galileo was a mathematician, philosopher and scientist. He's often referred to as the godfather of modern science. Galileo was the first person to put experiment theory and mathematics together into a common form of work. More than anyone, Galileo was responsible for the upbringing of modern astronomy. Galileo was born in 1564 in Pisa, Italy. In early adulthood, he was a mathematician professor. He also found physics extremely interesting. Galileo was the first person to make a telescope with the power to reach the moons of Jupiter. Galileo was one of the first people to make a telescope with the power to observe the moons of Jupiter. Galileo then discovered the law of constant acceleration, but he discovered this by dropping two balls from the Leaning Tower of Pisa. These balls were different mass but both made out of steel. He found out that the weight did not matter. As long as they were dropped from the same height, they would always hit the ground at the same time. Galileo was one of the first people to show that in order to Galileo was the first person to show that in order to state a fact you had to prove it with experiments. With his knowledge, Galileo then went on to prove Copernicus' idea with his telescope, in which he found that the planets actually orbit around the Sun, not the Earth. Galileo wrote many manuscripts in which he mentioned all his discoveries. Prior to his time, there was no experimental science. Galileo died in a small town near Florence in Italy on January the 8th, 1642. After suffering hard, until the Galileo, European scientists relied largely on Aristotle's approach to philosophical analysis to explain physical phenomena. Galileo just demonstrated the advantages of experimentation and argued that physics should be mathematical-based science. Galileo was among scientists including Kepler, Newton, and others who began the scientific revolution in Europe. Galileo's works was instrumental in advancing the scientific method. Although the church did not believe him at the time, they could not deny the truth behind his findings. In 1758, they lifted all the bans on his work supporting the Copernican theory. In the 20th century, many popes acknowledged the great works of Galileo, and in 1992, Pope John Paul II expressed his regret on how Galileo's situation was handled. Galileo's contribution to the understanding of our universe was significant in not only his discoveries, but in the methods he developed, and the impact on today's scientific beliefs are quite big. We now do tests and experiments to find the truth behind theories and different beliefs. Without the findings of Galileo, we may not have known the sun was the center of the solar system, and without his discovery of the pendulum, we would not have had the clock until centuries after his observation. So here we've got some photos of Galileo. In the first photo, Galileo is convincing a fellow scientist, telling him that the sun is actually the center of the solar system, and the fellow scientist seems to be in disbelief. And in the second photo is quite an interesting photo because we have Galileo actually presenting his theory to members of the church. Thank you. Hi guys, thank you for listening. If we could get 50 likes on that video, that would be great. Most of my info came from the sites listed above. They're really good sites and I recommend it with all of you. The two after the first two are books, and the last one is a good website where you can see all the books written by Galileo. It's really good. I do recommend it, and drop a like, leave a comment. Thanks.